order. Please stand for the pledge. Welcome everyone to the January regular meeting of the Community High School District 94 Board of Education. Mission statement, please.
Community High School will ignite a passion for learning, foster leadership and responsibility, and empower all learners to live their personal best.
Thank you, Rich. Board agreements, please.
Use of electronic communication. Board members will be judicious in their use of electronic communication with respect to district business and understand that most electronic communication is subject to the Freedom of Information Act and as such can be made public. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, board members will not reply to all to any district email. A board member may discuss district business in person or by telephone or email with only one other board member at a time.
Thank you, Lynn. Roll call, please. Sorry, Evie.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Here.
Mr. Nagel?
Present.
Mr. Ramos?
Present.
Ms. Munoz?
Here.
Ms. Chavez?
Here.
Ms. Murphy?
Present.
That brings us to Student of the Month.
Okay, West Chicago Community High School is proud to recognize senior Nicholas Roskilly as its December Student of the Month, honoring his exceptional achievements in academics, leadership, athletics, and the arts. Nicholas has distinguished himself as a high-achieving student, earning high honor roll, academic all-conference, and membership in both the National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society. His academic excellence extends across disciplines, including recognition through the Music Honor Society. A 4-year track and field athlete and team captain, Nicholas specializes in the high jump, ranking second in school history and earning all state honors with a 5th-place finish, along with multiple conference and team awards. Beyond athletics, Nicholas is deeply involved across campus. He has been an active member of NHS, We Go Global, Business Professionals of America, Jazz Band, and the Music Honor Society. In Jazz Band, Nicholas earned first chair honors during his junior and senior years and performed a solo opening for Pete Elman's big band at a professional venue. Consumer education teacher Carlisle Fadum praised Nicholas's presence in the classroom, sharing, "Nicholas is an engaged and thoughtful student who asks insightful questions and consistently contributes to meaningful discussions. Beyond his academics, he brings a genuine kindness to the room. He is respectful to everyone, and his peers often comment on what a great person he is to be around. It has been a joy having his positive energy in class." Looking ahead, Nicholas plans to attend a 4-year college majoring in engineering with aspirations to innovate, problem solve, and develop ideas and improve everyday life. When offering advice to future Wildcats, Nicholas encourages students to step outside their comfort zones. "Get involved," he shared. "Trying new things can be scary, but the payoff, meeting new people, gaining confidence, and discovering what you love is always worth it. Failure isn't a setback, it's a gateway to new opportunities." West Chicago Community High School congratulates Nicholas Roskilly on this well-deserved recognition and wishes him continued success in all his future endeavors.
Congratulations, Nicholas. Well done. Good news of the district.
West Chicago Community High School is proud to recognize Carter Naranjo, a standout student athlete whose performance, leadership, and legacy have left a lasting mark on the Wildcat football program and school community. A 3-year varsity starting quarterback, Carter completed an exceptional high school career defined by consistency, toughness, and versatility. Over his career, he amassed 3,549 total yards and 48 total touchdowns, combining 923 passing yards and 9 passing touchdowns, with 2,626 rushing yards and 39 rushing touchdowns. His impact as a dual-threat quarterback made him one of the most dynamic players in the Upstate 8 Conference. Carter's excellence was recognized with numerous accolades, including 2025 Team Offensive MVP, 2-time Upstate 8 All-Conference selection, 2025 Upstate 8 Conference Offensive Player of the Year, Daily Herald All-Area Team, Red Grange All-DuPage County Team, Sun-Times All-Area Honorable Mention, and selection to the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association Class 7A All-State Team. Beyond the numbers, head football coach Adam Chavez emphasized the character and leadership that defined Carter's time at WeGo. Carter was a 3-year starting quarterback who gave everything he had to this football program. When the team needed him in a different role, he put the program above himself and embraced the change without hesitation. His commitment, toughness, and selflessness helped change the culture of our program for the better. Carter's legacy will be felt for years to come. That leadership extended into the classroom as well. Spanish teacher Elizabeth Mastriani reflected on Carter's impact as a student and member of the school community. Carter's humor, energy, and ability to light up any room make him an unforgettable student. Beyond his personality, he is kind, dedicated, and gives his all on the football field and in life. Carter Naranjo's accomplishments, character, and commitment exemplify the best of West Chicago Community High School. District 94 proudly celebrates his achievements and the lasting legacy he leaves as a Wildcat.
Congratulations, Carter, and go Bears. They'll get them next time. All right, Educator of the Month.
From portrait to practice, Dan Greco selected as WCCHS Educator of the Month. D94 is proud to recognize physical development teacher Dan Greco as the WCCHS Educator of the Month. Known for his dedication to students, adaptability, and positive impact both in and beyond the classroom, Dan brings the portrait of an educator to life each day through his servant leadership and contagious positivity. Nominated by Division Head Connor Zaputo, Greco was recognized for his willingness to step up and take on a brand new class on short notice, approaching the challenge with flexibility, professionalism, and a positive attitude. What truly makes Dan stand out is his commitment to students and our school, Zabutil shared. He consistently goes above and beyond to support students, collaborates effectively with colleagues, and embraces innovation in his teaching. Beyond the classroom, he also serves as a dedicated football and track and field coach, and he approaches challenges as a thoughtful problem solver focused on what's best for students. Students echo that impact. Senior Valeria Bellini's highlighted Greco's calm presence and genuine care during driver education behind the wheel instruction. Mr. Greco's patience and connection with students during driver's ed and behind the wheel were outstanding. He always showed genuine interest in our sports and extracurriculars, which I truly appreciated. I am grateful for his dedication to ensuring that behind-the-wheel training was a comfortable and reassuring experience. For Greco, that student growth is what makes his work meaningful. He describes West Chicago as more than just a school. It's a tight-knit community, united by a shared goal of helping students reach their full potential. Seeing the real-life impact we have on students drives my passion for teaching, Greco shared. Knowing I played a small role in that growth, from where they started to where they are now, means everything. District 94 proudly celebrates Dan Greco for his dedication, adaptability, and commitment to building meaningful connections with students. He serves with purpose and an unwavering belief in every student, which is exemplified by the fact he's not here tonight because he is working. So. But congratulations to Dan Greco.
And Staff Member of the Month.
Okay. It is with great pride that District 94 announces Vivi Coatale Gadino, Administrative Assistant for Operations and Safety, as the WCCHS Staff Member of the Month. With 11 years of dedicated service to the district, Vivi is known for her professionalism, flexibility, and unwavering commitment to supporting the WeGo community. Throughout her career in District 94, Vivi has consistently excelled in multiple roles, adapting with ease while managing complex responsibilities with accuracy and efficiency. Executive Director of Operations and Safety, Dave Pater, praised Vivi's dedication and impact, sharing this. Vivi has proudly served the district for 11 years and has consistently adjusted and excelled in multiple roles across the district. She demonstrates remarkable flexibility, reliability, and professionalism, managing multiple tasks simultaneously while maintaining a high level of accuracy and efficiency. She is a pleasure to work with and contributes positively to the overall team environment. For Vivi, the heart of her work lies in the people she serves each day. I really love the people I work with. WeGo feels like my second family, Vivi shared. I've worn a lot of different hats here, and I have enjoyed every role, especially working with the students. Colleagues across the school echo that appreciation. Beth Shuck, database administrator, highlighted Vivi's willingness to step in wherever help is needed. The thing I love most about Vivi is that she's always willing to learn and help. She never says, I'm too busy, or that's not my job, just, how can I help? Vivi Colati Goldenhose, reliability, generosity, and behind-the-scenes leadership strengthen the culture of care and collaboration at WCCHS every day. District 94 proudly celebrates Vivi for her dedication and the positive impact she continues to make throughout our school community.
Congratulations, Vivi. Well done. At this point, while you are all certainly welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting, if you came here primarily for the recognitions, we do completely understand if you wanted to head out at this point. We won't take it personally. That brings us to public participation. This is the portion of our meeting where any member of the public may address the Board of Education on any topic. We welcome your comments and will carefully listen to your concerns. We will not be able to engage in a dialogue during public participation, but when appropriate, we will direct the administration to follow up. Presentations are limited to no more than 5 minutes per person, with a total time limit of 30 minutes for public participation. If you're making public comment and have not already done so, if you wish to make personal charges or complaints against individual employees, volunteers, or students of the district, we request that you send the board your concerns in writing rather than stating those concerns during public comment. If anyone currently present wishes to make public comment and hasn't already done so, please fill out one of the comment forms in the back of the room and hand it to someone seated at the table. At this point, we have received no comment forms, but we have received one electronic public comment. This is from Michael Borner. The subject is political questions from teachers to students. I think the board needs to reiterate to staff and faculty that asking students to identify their stance on a politically charged issue, in this case, are you for or against ICE, could endanger that student's reputation and even make them a target for violence or harassment at or outside the school if their stance is not considered acceptable by other students. Teachers need to consider their audience and the current state of the nation when engaging on these topics. And that is the only public comment we have received at this point. That brings us to reports and information. Executive Director of Business Services report, Dan.
Thank you. I attended a webinar on January 8th from IASBO and IASA regarding Vision 2030. More specifically, the webinar was about evidence-based funding and mandated categoricals and the concern of the funding for both of those. The concern over the past few years is that EBF is being fully funded while the MCATs, the mandated categoricals for short, are being prorated every year. So attached to the agenda for tonight is a quick explanation for the purpose, use, examples, challenge, and the legislative goal for these funding sources. So as a quick reminder, EBF replaced General State Aid in 2018 and has the goal of moving all schools in Illinois to an adequate level of funding. ISB defines an adequate level of funding to be at least 90% funded based on the total needs of the district. District 94 is currently at 70%. MCATs are designed to help offset specific transportation and private facility costs to the district. Currently, those MCATs are being prorated between 60 and 70% every year. Because of this proration, the district is currently using EBF funding to offset the prorated amounts of MCATs. As Community High School District 94 is designated as Tier 1 for EBF, Dr. Johansson and I have been vocal with LEND that EBF should not be prorated or reduced, but we do agree it would be beneficial to have the MCATs fully funded. So overall, the goal of Vision 2030 in IASBO and IASA is to continue to communicate to legislators that both the EBF and MCATs are essential and both should be fully funded. And then a quick update on the auditorium renovation in that bid. The Allied Facility Partners and DLA released the bid for the auditorium on Friday. The bid opening will be on February 2nd. And then we hope to award that bid in February. The seats for the auditorium are expected to be purchased through a purchasing cooperative, as this appears to be the best option to ensure that the seats are delivered timely, because there is a long lead time on those. And then the entire project, including the seats, will be presented to the board in February for approval. And then lastly, there is a donation under $500. We received a $200 donation from LP Landscaping for the wrestling team. The board does not need to approve this donation, but it's attached to the agenda for your information. Let me know if there's any questions.
What are the dollars involved with EBF and MCAT?
Well, EBF is currently at around $10 million we receive every year. MCATs are usually, so there's regular ed transportation, there's special ed transportation, then there's private facility tuition. And so the private facility tuition is right around 63% prorated, which normally we should be at around $1 million, and we're currently getting closer to about $650. The special education transportation, with special education transportation costs being around $2.5 million, we should at least be getting 1.7, and we're probably getting closer to 1.2. And then regular ed it's also combined with vocational ed, and so that reimbursement again is getting prorated to. It's a much smaller amount than the special education. We should be getting around 800,000. We're probably getting around 400,000 or 500,000.
What percentage of EBF are we having to pull out to make up for the prorated MCAT?
So I believe this past year I've moved about $500,000 of EBF into the transportation fund to help offset those costs. If you recall, though,
Million
what's that?
out of the 10 million.
Correct. If you recall, the past few years, I've been pushing more tax levy funding to the transportation fund to try to make sure that we have enough funding in there that we don't have to use the EVF. But if the MCATs were fully funded, I shouldn't have to use any kind of EVF funding.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Interim Executive Director of Human Resources report.
Thank you. As school districts and candidates begin planning for the 2026-27 school year, this time brings numerous job fair opportunities. Last week, we participated in the Illinois School Psychologist Association Job Fair. We are also scheduled to attend the Northwest Personnel Association Job Fair in March and the DuPage County ROE Regional Office of Education in April. Additional job fairs will be coming online, and most likely we'll be participating in some of those. Last week, I had the honor of speaking to approximately 24 students about potential career paths in public education, including both support staff and licensed staff. Nick Kempsky, our Director of Post-Secondary Success, continues to coordinate opportunities for our junior and senior students, with some freshmen and sophomores sprinkled in there, to explore the wide range of career opportunities available to them after high school and college. And then finally, we posted, as our superintendent has shared with you, the Executive Director of Human Resource position early December, and we received more than 25 applications. After a thorough review of these applications, we selected 16 for a screening, which we started last week and will continue this week. We will trim that to approximately 1/3 for the next phase of the process. And we are hoping, if our timeline proceeds as planned, that we'll be bringing you a candidate at the regular Education Board meeting in February. Thank you.
Great. Principals report, Lamaris.
On Tuesday, January 13th, a group of middle school teachers from all three middle schools, Lehman, Benjamin, and Winfield, spent half a day observing classrooms. The teachers had the opportunity to observe instruction and debrief with administration at the end of their classroom visits. We're going to continue these observations on the following 2 Tuesdays this month, allowing middle school teachers to see teaching and learning in action across all our departments. We're grateful for the opportunity to collaborate with our feeder middle schools and engage in academic discussions with their teachers. Earlier this month, we also hosted our 8th grade open house, which showcased the academic and extracurricular opportunities available to students. The event was a success, and we're pleased with the large turnout. This is another example of the collaboration in place between our district and our feeder districts. The success of the event is partly due to the support that we received from our middle schools, which helped to promote the event among their 8th grade families. In your packets, you also have the attendance and discipline reports for this month. You'll note that the average daily attendance, ADA for December, was 90.8. That is lower than the ADA for the same month last year, which was 91.9. But our ADA from August to December was 91.08, and we are trending above the 2025 school year average of 90.85. In addition, our number of out-of-school suspensions for August through December of this school year is lower than the previous 2 school years, and our in-school suspension numbers are a bit higher than they were last year, 329 in 2026 compared to 320 last year.
All right, thank you for that report. Student Board Representatives, Rosie and Mason.
Good afternoon. WeGo's Pep Club started off the semester strong with an assembly that took place during Den. It started with an exciting game won by the seniors that consisted of holding an empty pizza box in one hand while using the other hand to swipe at other people's boxes. After the game, a teacher-student dance took place to the song Dynamite by Tayo Cruz. 10 students each chose a teacher to do 2 8 counts of a dance with. I participated in this one and chose to do the dance with chemistry teacher and student council leader, Mrs. Shanebeck. After the dance, students on the basketball team played a short game of basketball against teachers where the students won the game. The teachers didn't let the students off easy, however. Coach Ramos hit a shocking buzzer beater shot that hyped up the crowd. Other fun activities were planned for the assembly. However, we ran out of time to begin some of them. Despite this, the assembly was a success, celebrating our transition back into the routine of school. In other news, Business Professionals of America hosted regionals at the school on Saturday, January 10th. A total of 19 members qualified for the state competition, which will be held in Oak Brook in late February. Regionals were very competitive this year, with students in our school competing in a wide variety of events like economic research team, broadcast news production, and interview skills. My friends and I placed second in the podcast production team event. Competitors like myself who are advancing to the state level have some time to improve our events before we're back to competing for nationals, which is in Nashville this year. Many of the helpful staff here at WeGo have made it much easier to advance so we can represent our school at the national level.
Good afternoon. In addition to these amazing events kicking off the second semester of the 2025-26 school year, the 5-Star app has taken the place of physical IDs for students to get into the building. All students have to do now is open the app on their phone and scan in using their barcode. Several students have claimed that it is much easier to scan in with their phone rather than having to show a physical ID, which many students have lost and where some security guards could miss some students entering the building. This way, every student is completely accounted for and there is less risk for any security problems for the building. However, TCD students have to now do double duty and scan in twice. Students are therefore proposing to somehow link the TCD account and our school account so that they may only worry about scanning in once or just scanning in twice, but having the same account to make it easier. Overall, students believe the 5-Star app is a great improvement for our school's security and believe that it will take our school one step closer to greatness. To conclude this month's events, the annual Snowball Retreat took place over the weekend in Barrington, Illinois, where students and teachers came together to participate in fun activities and to learn more about how to stay grounded to the principles of life even when life gets hard, such as friendship, relationships, integrity, honesty, responsibility, kindness, and growth. During the retreat, students were randomly placed into small groups, allowing them to meet new people while participating in fun team-building activities throughout the day. The retreat also included large group sessions that focused on important lessons such as how to face challenges in life, along with a motivational speaker. In addition, games like karaoke, ships and sailors, and a very anticipated scavenger hunt took place. Snowball was a great success, creating a fun, once-in-a-lifetime experience for everyone, while emphasizing the importance of persevering through life's challenges. Students were taught that mindset plays a crucial role in personal growth and forward momentum. Life was compared to a snowball rolling downhill, continuously moving forward while gathering snow along the way. This snow represents the experiences, challenges, and lessons encountered throughout life. As time progresses, these experiences accumulate, causing the snowball to grow larger, symbolizing personal development and resilience gained through overcoming obstacles.
Rosie and Mason. Superintendent's report, Kurt.
Earlier this year, District 94 entered into an agreement with Charles Coffran in order to provide us with an updated enrollment projections through the 29-30 school year. The detailed report has been included in your packet. I've also shared this report with all of our associate district superintendents. In short, these projections reveal an estimated enrollment of 1,997 students for the 26-27 school year, then a slight decline to approximately 1,900 students for the 27-28 and 28-29 school years. It's important to note that there are many variables that can impact the accuracy of such a projection beyond 3 years, so I'll be recommending to the board that we conduct another study in 2 years to ensure we have the most accurate data for future planning. Moving along, it's that time of year to where the board gets to hear about my self-evaluation, which has been included in your board packet. All of the goals and metrics are directly aligned with our strategic plan and district goals. Our progress towards these goals were shared with the board during our data presentation in December and can also be found in the self-evaluation document. I believe we made significant progress through the implementation of systems and structures which have allowed us to develop and cultivate a common shared focus for improving student outcomes. As was shared with the board last month, there are many areas to celebrate, such as increasing our graduation rate, demonstrating growth in English and math proficiency, increasing student engagement, and decreasing racial disproportionality in student discipline. However, I feel it's important to share that I'm not focused on large gains in metrics over a short period of time, but rather continuous growth year over year. While showing a positive trend and the identified metrics are important, one of the most rewarding aspects of our plan is the involvement of teachers and staff with our action teams and the creation of various teacher-led committees, such as our Professional Development Committee and Technology Committee. Overall, I'm very pleased with the progress we've made and encouraged by the authentic collaboration with an organization. The next step, and quite possibly the most important, is to ensure we remain consistent with our focus and approach in order to provide clarity and long-term sustainability. And finally, we've received one FOIA request since the last regular Board of Education meeting and have responded within the required time frame. This request has been included in your packet, and there are no recommendations at this time.
Right, committee and representative reports.
First report is through LEND, the Legislative Education Network of DuPage. In your packet is a brief overview from LEND, which includes an update regarding the state report card accountability system, the 2-year world language requirement, and a new proposed bill banning cell phones in schools. No action is expected to take place regarding these topics this week, and I'll keep the board informed as I continue to receive updates. The next LEND meeting is scheduled for this Friday. It'll be virtual on Zoom, Friday the 23rd at 8 a.m. SACID, the Board of Directors meeting was held on Wednesday, December 17th. The agenda from this meeting has been included in your board packet. There are no updates to report from the Finance Committee as the past 3 meetings have been canceled. I'm hopeful that we'll receive information regarding future facility planning during our next meeting tomorrow, the 21st. And lastly, the DuPage ISA meeting was held on Wednesday, January 14th. During our meeting, we received state and federal updates, as well as a presentation from IASBO Executive Director Chris Mon, which focused on what Dan referred to earlier, EBF and MCAT funding. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 11th.
All right, thank you for that update. Future dates. February 3rd is our next Committee of the Whole meeting, and February 17th is our next regular Board of Education. Board members, open comments.
The student representatives report reminded me, we've got a new app on the phones for the students for scanning in and things like that. Do we still have the card for scanning in the terminals? Is that going to change at all?
That's not going to change. This is
Okay.
just for students entering the building to ensure we know that everyone walking in that building is one of our students.
Okay, so the cards are still good. I did notice, I was cleaning out my wallet the other day, that my ID is a 2025. Are we planning on getting new ones, or are we just going to ride with the old ones for a while?
Were you able to get through security today with it?
I'm able to get through the scan.
We'll get you new ones.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't necessarily need one other than, do we need to update those and stuff?
We should. Yeah, every year staff get a new ID, so we should get the board new IDs as well.
Okay.
Mine's 2024.
Oh, wow.
All right, any other open comment?
Old law.
I have a question. So I attended the last week's 8th grade event, which was really amazing, and it definitely a lot of bodies in the building for sure. I had a question because I had gotten a couple questions about transition support from feeder schools into high school, and like what that's looked like, just because a lot of the questions were centered around like information that goes out to 8th graders specifically before high school, and just overall the sentiment that there really wasn't enough information. So for example, I had some question on physicals, and I went into the website and there isn't like a real clear area, because even under like that 8th grade area, I didn't necessarily see a lot of like the required documents. I did ask about them, and since then I have received information, but it just made me think, like, what does that look like in terms of the students that transition over here, and what information do they get, how do they get connected over the span of the 8th grade year, over the summer, and once they get here?
Have the so our 8th grade families do meet individually with their counselors. So our counselors are currently going through the process of meeting with 8th grade families, and during that initial meeting is when we do collect some of, like, you know, parents are given information. If they have the physicals, we'll collect them. If they don't have them yet, then obviously we'll share that information with them. But that meeting that they have with their counselor kind of serves to collect a lot of the enrollment forms, informations on physicals, and any questions that they have about classes. It also gives them an opportunity to meet who their counselor is. This is the individual that's going to be working with the family throughout their 4 years. So that's really kind of like the one thing that we do have in place, where they have like a point person that they're initially meeting with. Aside from that, we have the counselors that do go to the middle schools and share some of that information, and we have letters that are going home to families with some of that information. But I mean, if there is a need to like increase some of that communication or look at some of those things, that's something that we can look into.
And over the summer, they get like a packet of information with like their schedules and all of that stuff. But as far as like I guess the questions were more like navigating supports within school. So will they get that before the end of the year, or do they do that as part of like the step-up day when they come over here?
Some of it. I guess it depends, like we're talking about like academic support, like.
No, I think it's more just the logistics of like the day-to-day, how their day would look like and how they navigate like accessing different supports because they're new in the building. I think it was more that. I think the coursework and like the accessibility to their counselor and all that like logistical schedule stuff, I think is good. I think it's more like navigating, you know, like how they are supported within the building once they get over here. And I know in past years, I think they did like a freshman half day, right, at the beginning of the school. Do they still do that?
Yeah, we still do that. It is our step-up days. And so we have our freshmen come in. It's only the freshmen, so everyone else has an early dismissal. And then we go through, the students are given a tour. We do give them a lot of resources, just a lot of the things that you're talking about. So it's our 8th grade. So we have the step-up days, but then we also have like that initial day at the beginning of the school year. When they come back, we go in with pride is actually the name of that event. So there's a couple of events where we'll be sharing that. The step-up days where they do come in before as 8th graders, and then that first day of school, we go in with pride. So those are opportunities for the students to learn more about the building, more of like resources and supports, get a tour of the building.
Any logistical question from the, like, in that transition period? Should they direct themselves to the counselor directly with those questions?
Yeah, they can go to their counselor, yeah.
Even though they're not, like, officially here in the building yet?
No, it just depends, counselor, or they can connect with one of the parent liaisons if it's something, you know, maybe the parents may have, like, some questions or,
IASB has created board advocacy group, and it's a Zoom meeting that they have every other month or so. But March 24th is IASB Advocacy Day in Springfield. Board members as possible to go to Springfield and meet with legislators, and there's online training ahead of time. And if anybody's interested, I have the information, because I'm kind of tentatively planning on going. It's an important time right now in our current environment to advocate for schools as much as possible. So just if anyone's interested in more information, let me know, because I've been participating in these meetings.
Certainly, thank you for representing us at those meetings.
Undercover.
Any other open comments? Okay, just a reminder to board members, tomorrow you will receive an email with a copy of the superintendent evaluation document. Please download that and fill it out and get it back to me electronically by next Tuesday, the 27th. I will then combine the ratings and the comments anonymously and We will go over those in executive session at our February COW meeting to reach consensus on the voice of the board. And if you have any questions about that, just let me know. All right, future issues. Hearing none, that brings us to consent agenda. Does anybody wish any items removed from the consent agenda for separate action? Hearing none, the recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda for the minutes, financials, and reports, SOPPA approvals, and donations over $500.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Ms. Doremus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy, Mr. Brown.
Aye. Motion carries. There being no old business, we move to new business. Press Plus Issue 120 policies, second reading and approval. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the Press Plus Issue 120 policies as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
There were one or two minor additions. Did we catch those, or do we have to come back to those?
From your email today?
Yes.
Yep, I responded back. The formatting issue is good.
Not a deal, but just trying to keep it clean.
And then the other one had to do with the contract,
Substitute
substitutes
teacher, yeah.
for teachers who are under contract. Your question was if there's a teacher that happens to fall out of contract, does that need to be included in there as well, right? So it doesn't. So if there's a situation to where a teacher falls out of contract with us and we have a sub in there, we'd have to repost that position, and then we'd have to hire a long-term sub in order to fill that job until the position is permanently filled.
Okay, so
So it'd
I
be
mean,
different
it's
than-
not a catch-22 or anything?
No.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, or discussion regarding this pile of policies?
Other than that, Kurt and I went through a number of them. I want to thank him for his patience. About half of them were fine, and some of them we discussed and didn't change or made some minor changes to them.
All the changes were minor changes that don't really substantively affect.
I wouldn't say that, but they were changes that administration was agreeable to.
So is everybody comfortable?
I am, for once.
It's good when you're comfortable.
Are they reflective in what we're seeing in here?
What you're seeing in
Oh,
there
okay,
are
good,
the
good.
changes that took place, yes.
Okay.
All right then, hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Ms. Doremus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
All right, that's final approval on those policies. Next, procedures for behavioral interventions, second reading and approval. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the procedures for behavioral interventions as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Doremus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Pearson Software approvals. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the list of contracts as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Ms. Doremus.
Aye.
Motion carries. Spring break field trip to Soria, Spain, March 24th to April 5th, 2027. The Education approved the World Languages Department's request to travel from March 24 to April 5th, 2027 to Soria, Spain.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy, Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Ms. Doremus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz.
Aye.
Motion carries. Personnel report. The recommended motion, the Board of Education approve the personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Remus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez.
Aye.
Motion carries. That takes care of all the business we have for open session. We will be going into closed session. There will not be any action taken after closed session. So the recommended motion, the Board of Education hold a closed session at 7:46 PM for the purposes of collective negotiating matters.
So move. Second.
Call, please.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer,
Aye.
Mr. Nagel,
Aye.
Mr. Remus,
Aye.
Ms. Munoz,
Aye.
Ms. Chavez,
Aye.
Ms. Murphy.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We're going into closed session, and let's take 5.